What's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. This is Sydney with West Desert Wheeler. Oh, hello, Sydney. Yes, you need to come get your pets. Look out. They can't see the truck. Look out. Oh, there it is. This is the Vanquish Products VS410 Portal Builder's Kit that I have equipped with a Traxxas Ford Highboy body on there. And yeah, this thing's looking really good. I apologize to the companies who helped me with this project and the fact that it sat on my shelf for 3 or 4 months. So sorry about that, guys. But I did pick up this body from Sky RC Hobby Shop down here in St. George, Utah. And Vanquish Products did supply me with the kit. And I've added a few things to it, along with some awesome servos from Reefs RC. So thanks to everybody involved in getting this thing put together. This thing looks absolutely awesome out here. We're gonna get some awesome footage with it today, have some fun on some light trailing with my new truck. So as mentioned, this thing has Reefs servos in it. I actually went way overkill and I put a Reefs 1400 direct power servo in this truck, which I think is kind of funny. It's their most powerful servo that I put in just like a mild trail truck. And then this guy has the Vanquish VFD twin transmission, so I have dual shifting capability in the transmission. And so I equipped it with some raw 100 servos so that I actually have front dig and selectable overdrive on this thing. Is it overkill? Yes. Is that okay? Also yes. So this being the VS410 portal kit, it does have Vanquish F10 portal axles underneath, so it gets great steering angle. I've got this set up as 3-link as the VS410 kits suggest through the manual to build them. And then we've got some Vanquish Geolander tires, which I believe are a 4.65. Let's read the sidewall real quick. A 4.5 by 1.4 on a 1.9 wheel, and then we've got the Vanquish KMC wheels on here. And these things look awesome, loaded up with some scale hub hardware and then those center caps on there. Now, to remove the wheel, I would have to remove all 6 of those SLW scale hardware, so makes it a little harder to work on, but man, it really just sells the look on this thing. So while it's got some of the strongest, craziest servos in the game, I actually went very mild on the motor and ESC. So for the motor and ESC, I just went with the Vanquish RTR brushed motor and then their 1060 ESC. I actually pulled that out of one of my Vanquish Stance trucks, had it sitting in a box, was either gonna go drop $150 to $200 on a new brushless system or just run a brushed motor setup on this guy. It's just fine. I'm not gonna be out there smashing through really nasty cracks or anything. I just wanna go drive it around, have it look good, drive over a few rocks here and there, but I may turn this into a tow rig because this body is equipped with a tow hitch receiver from the Traxxas body, and that bumper is mounted to the chassis, so it should be able to support a decent amount of weight like an RC trailer. So you guys will have to let me know if that's something I should do. So let's see, can we engage dig here? There we go, rear wheels are locked. Drag that front end around, back into 4-wheel. The VFD twin definitely works very well. And having that capability is just kind of funny on a scale truck like this. So you guys will have to let me know, do you like these scale Lexan bodies like from Traxxas here, or would you prefer that this were a hard body build, something like maybe a Chevy body from RC 4-wheel drive? I wanted something a little bit different on this truck, and I really just hadn't seen the VS410 with one of these scale bodies from Traxxas on it. I did have to modify the chassis a lot to make this wheelbase work and get the shock towers in position. So it does take some work to make this happen, but it is totally possible. I mean, you can custom build just about anything with the RCs these days, but a very fun project. I got it about 60% done, and then it just sat there. And then finally one afternoon, I was like, all right, I've got to finish this truck. And about 5 hours later, it was running on my bench and ready to go. See if it can drag its belly up and over this. We do have those portal weights, so it's got a forward bias. I did have to stretch out the rear suspension. So it's got long links out in the rear. How about a little throttle bump? And here we go. Ford getting up and over that one. Yeah, I love the way this thing just moves and bobs around on the rocks. It looks so good. This body, I really don't want to scratch it. I want to take care of this one. Great looking rig. The rear bumper right now is a little out of adjustment. I'm not sure. There we go. The body just needed to click into space. There we go. Now we don't have that big ugly gap in the back. Yes, Sydney, are you trying to steal more screen time here? You think you need more pets? you guys love to let me know, if you had a truck like this, what would you do with it? Would you go run it hard in some cracks and off-road and actually crawl the thing? Would you leave it more of a showpiece where you don't necessarily crawl it as hard? Or would you just go thrash on it? I kind of want to turn this into a tow rig, as mentioned, maybe get a scale buggy behind it. I think it would look really good towing a little trailer around. I do want to make a few changes to it still. This is actually my first run with the truck, so this is just a shakedown run. I want to get the Traxxas scale light kit in here and have some headlights and taillights. It's all molded into the plastics to be able to do that with this body. And then one thing I definitely want to change is I would like to paint the bed black and or find someone who can help me build an old school looking truck shell for this, and you know, just kind of make it look like an old Ford with a truck shell on it. I think that'd be really cool because the bed doesn't drop very deep, which really takes away from the looks in my opinion. If you could hide the bed, it would look a lot more real. Like on an angle where you can't see the bed, it looks really good. I also need to put some rear fender liners in there. I've got Phoenix. I have Phoenix front fender liners in this truck, and so it blocks most of the view that you can see into the front fenders there. You're gonna notice a big difference between the brushless setups and this brush setup on descents like this, where it just doesn't really have a drag brake. But you can see those front fender liners in there, so I could also put rock lights in there if I chose to do so. The Phoenix rock light kit would work in this. And then I've got Rock Pirates RC, I don't even know, VSFord10 rear shock towers on there that I had to modify to make work on this truck. But the whole rear suspension is custom on this, so no big deal that I had to modify those along with everything else on it. That's what bumpers are for, right guys? As far as the tires are concerned, I did put SL3D squid inserts in there, so thanks to SL3D for their continued support. I think every one of my vehicles now has SL3Ds in it because I recently sold my MOA and I was running foams in that guy, but I no longer have it, so I think everything's on squids now. They've helped support my products with the cut and shut inserts. I know most people who buy my cut and shuts grab the squid inserts for them, and they work excellent. If they didn't, I would not recommend them like I do, and I would not run them like I do. I'm a big fan of them. So they're making these Vanquish tires work really well out here, as well as we're getting just the right amount of squish, even for kind of a scale look. You don't want them to conform too much with a heavier rig like this, so having them squish just a little bit on the sidewall is perfect, but they're still firm enough that they're not over conforming. And then we get the sidewall support on the side hills so it doesn't just roll over constantly. This thing has pretty good low speed control on climbs. It just really struggles driving downhill. It just likes to run away. So this body came off the Traxxas high trail trucks, which have a extended wheelbase compared to the traditional TRX4s. So I think this guy, I don't remember if it's a 12.9 wheelbase or if it's above 13. I know that I had to stretch this truck a good amount from its 12.3 original wheelbase. So I just used Vanquish titanium builder's links available on their website. Yeah, I can't even get my tire on this with our approach angles. I don't think we're gonna be climbing up this one. That's all right. A real truck probably wouldn't climb a 5-foot ledge like that looks like this, so that's just fine. But yeah, I used titanium builder's links available from Vanquish products on their website. Those things are awesome whenever you're working on a custom project. 2mm increments, you can get the exact wheelbase that you're after. So I believe Traxxas also had a Chevy option in the high trail, which is a old square body. I think it's like a 78 style Chevy pickup too. But I went with the Ford option mostly because I like the metallic brown color on this. I just think it's kind of a funny color for an RC. So So this particular truck probably won't get much run time here on the channel. This is definitely one I would like to take to events and have people in person be able to check out. So with Proline by the Fire creeping up around the corner, I definitely wanted to have it ready for that. And that was kind of part of my big push to get out and get it finished. So expect to see this guy out at Proline by the Fire. You can find me over at the Rock Pirates RC booth in the main area. I'll probably leave the truck lying around so people can check it out even while I'm out rock crawling during the day. But if you guys are in the market for a strong, dependable, high-performance scale truck, the Vanquish Products VS410 chassis is absolutely one of the best available right now. And this kit offers all of their high-end upgrades in the kit itself, so you don't have to added things like machined gears for the BFD twin and whatnot. It's already included. Their hard anodized shock bodies are already included. They're just a little bit higher spec than the RTRs are, which they're already priced lower than an RTR, so they just offer really great value for the hard parts that you're getting, because so many of us buy an RTR and we swap out the electronics anyway. But with the kit, you get to choose what you want from the start, so you're not wasting money on the RTR electronics that are included in that original price. Now what's funny about that is I still ended up putting RTR electronics in this one, but that's just because I know kind of what I'm going to do with this thing. And in truth, I'll probably take the 1400 out of this, put something like a raw 500 in it down the road, but this is what I had available on the shelf for when I put the truck together, and so that's what ended up in here. But I've got a buggy that would love to have a 1400 in it, so I may do some servo swapping when I get back home on the workbench. There we go, just a little momentum to carry those rears across that ledge. Man, what a great looking truck. And this thing performs right out of the box, ready to go. It's pretty and it can do work. So my Fordyce that I have from Vanquish, I've built that up with some D44 aluminum axles. And they're a straight axle, they're aluminum, and they're very scale looking, like a Dana 44 would look. So I'm curious, is this something that I should straight axle swap and do something like a D44 on? Maybe I could try and go a little more aggressive with the look and put some H10 straight axles on it. I really like this truck and how it's put together, although I wanted to do a run as it was intended with the VS410 portal straight out of the box. Now that we've accomplished that, I think we can change things up just a little bit more on this. I think this truck deserves some straight axles on it instead of portals. I love F10 portals. They will definitely go on a different project, but for having a scale looking rig, portals aren't necessarily my favorite scale option, although they give excellent performance. So, would you guys want to see D44 axles on this, or maybe some H10 axles from the Optic put on this truck? You guys left to let me know down in the comments what you would do with this build and how would you move ahead with it. But thanks so much to Vanquish for sending out this truck. I finally got a running video with it. Apologies for the delay, guys. I really do feel bad about that. Also, thanks to Sky RC for helping me with the body on this. Sky RC is in St. George, Utah. It's a hobby shop. They carry a bunch of Vanquish products, Traxxas products, all sorts of great stuff. Cody will get you helped out down there. And thanks to Reefs for making this thing steer and shift every time that I wanted to. So we will see you guys in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.